Now there's a wall between us, something that's been lost. Why don't you tell me what you want from me? Tell me what you need from me. Tell me what you want to go.
What is up, all you beautiful yingers? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Max.
And I'm Steve.
If you guys are new to the channel, basically our job here on YouTube is to keep old music alive for the newer generation, while at the same time keeping newer music relevant for the older generation.
I'm going to start it off, and young Maxwell, I'm going to introduce you to the one of America's classic folk poets, Mr. Robert Zimmerman from St. Paul, Minnesota, aka Bob Dylan. And I'm going to take you back to what I think is one of his best albums, 1975, Blood on the Tracks. This one's called Shelter from the Storm.
All right. What time is it?
It's jive time.
'Twas in another lifetime, one of toil and blood, when blackness was a virtue, the road was full of mud. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
When you really boil Dylan down, yeah, he's a musician, a folk musician, but in reality, he's a poet, and you got to pay attention to the lyrics. And there are a lot, this song, it's a 5-minute song, and it's full of lyrics, and there's a lot of interpretations as to what it's all about.
Got it.
And I'm not going to tell you what those are just yet. Let's go through it, and then we can discuss it.
Not a word was spoke between us. There was a little risk involved. Everything up to that point had been left unresolved. Try imagining a place where it's always safe and warm. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
I like the guitar so far.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah, it's simple.
Acoustic guitar, a bass.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end there's some harmonica. You'll see. It's
cool.
Classic Dylan.
Got it.
Suddenly I turned around and she was standing there with silver bracelets on her wrists and flowers in her hair. She walked up to me so gracefully and took my crown of thorns. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
So two of the main kind of theories about because he's never really said. Yeah. Two of the main theories. One is during this period of time he was going through a religious conversion. He was converting from Judaism to Christianity.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
And the theme is, and you even heard in the last verse, he said wearing his crown of thorns like Jesus.
Got it.
And Christianity is giving him shelter from the storm.
Got it.
Right?
Makes sense.
The other theory is that he was just going through a divorce from his wife, Sarah Dylan, and so he's lamenting her loss.
Now there's a wall between us, something that's been lost. I took too much for granted, I got my signals crossed. Just think till it all began on a non-eventful morn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
Because you can have it simple.
Yeah. I mean,
instruments in the back, but then
correct.
really deep lyrics.
But even without the music, if he just published this as a poem,
yeah, I agree.
It would have been a classic.
Yeah.
And that's Dylan.
Yeah.
And he was a voice in very difficult times in the 60s. And,
yeah.
And in the 70s, this album came in the 70s. Maybe it was a bit more introspective.
Mm-hmm.
He was maybe speaking a bit less about society and a bit more about some of the issues in his own life.
Yeah.
So that's Bob Dylan for you, man. That's classic Bob Dylan. He's the 20th century's foremost folk poet.
I like how I like the artists sometimes when they do songs like this when it's up for interpretation, because it really it hooks his community into it's kind of like a game, trying to figure out you know, like
Yeah.
what the song's about, and
Yeah.
like each person has a different interpretation.
And you know, a lot of poetry is that way. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's never obvious,
Yeah.
right? You know, you can't read it and perhaps interpret it, you know, easily.
Mhm.
But a great tune,
Yeah.
one of my favorite Dylan tunes, and I hope you liked it.
I did.
So anyway, what do you got for me today?
Okay, so we got another recommended song. So once again, guys, if you have a recommended song or artist that you want us to listen to, leave it down below in the comments. So we got a recommendation, Post Malone. We're gonna do
Post Malone.
Post Malone. Give me a second.
What's he, a mailman?
No.
What's this dude all about? Is he like a rapper or a
Okay.
rock?
So this is definitely an example of an artist who I think can do a good job of bridging the gap between our generations,
Okay.
because he likes all sorts of music. His main influence, he says, or one of his favorite artists is Bob Dylan.
Oh,
But
cool.
a lot of people categorize him as a rapper,
okay.
but he can sing, he can rap, he does like light acoustic songs, he does rock, he does basically
So
everything.
he's
all around-
multi-talented artist. All right, so what's this tune called?
It's called Take What You Want, and this is a very special song in the fact that it's featuring Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
All right.
And
cool.
also this guy named Travis Scott, who
He's the drummer, right?
no, that's you're thinking of Travis Barker from Machine Gun
okay,
Kelly.
yeah,
Travis
yeah.
Scott is a rapper. He has his own McDonald's burger now.
Okay.
But I'm not a fan, but
Of the burger or the guy?
both.
Okay. All right.
But it is what it is. I like
Yeah.
Post Malone, and you're gonna hear Ozzy rip his guitar.
Cool.
So
Cool. I'm always up for a good guitar solo.
yeah, here we go. It's a build-up, you'll see.
I feel you crumble in my arms down to your heart of stone. You bled me dry just like the tears you never show. Why don't you take what you want from me? Take what you need from me.
That's Ozzy.
Take what you
Classic
want to
Ozzy.
go. Why don't you take what you want from me? Take what you need from me. Take what you want to go. I never needed anything from you,
Post.
and all I ever asked was for the truth. You showed your tongue and it was forked in two. Your venom was lethal, I almost believed you. Yeah, you preyed on my every mistake, waited on me to break. Held me under hoping I would drown like a plague. I was racing away, trying to find my way out, find my way out. And then finally came the day I stopped giving my heart away. For heaven's sake, my bones will break, but you never own my soul. No,
What do you think so
I
far?
like it.
You
I
like it?
Yeah, and you know, there is tie-ins to Dylan. I was thinking about it. I was listening to the song. Like, you know, these rappers, and I'm gonna call him a rapper.
Okay,
but,
that's all right. Just
yeah. You know, they're poets.
Yeah.
Dylan was the original kind of
poet.
folk poet.
Yeah.
You know, and so there's some, you know, kind of symbiotic relationship there.
Yeah.
You know, between the two.
Definitely.
You know, one thing I also thought about as I was listening to it, you know, Dylan never had auto-tune. You
Yeah,
know? So,
I know.
and you know, people criticize that maybe he didn't have the greatest voice in the
Okay.
But you know, these guys do rely on auto-tune.
Yes,
you know,
that
you
is for sure.
You hear a lot of it.
Yeah.
But so far I like it.
Yeah, Post Malone can actually he has a pretty good voice. The only thing is, one thing I can criticize him on is he smokes a lot. He
Smokes?
Yeah, he smokes a lot, and I think that
What's he smoke?
I think cigarettes. He just smokes a lot of cigarettes, and I think that affects his voice.
Okay.
I took them stones you threw, made change for the crew.
This is the other guy, Travis.
You know this coupe only made for two. They all ran through it, it ain't nothing left to do. I need some more reasons to live out this evening. I've been sipping forever, reaching, taking whatever, hoping, thinking whenever you be back on road. Let's go our ways, whichever you say, how is however long as you know I'll never be alone.
gonna be honest. I hate Travis Scott.
Why?
It's just he's a great example of why your generation doesn't like rap.
Mhm.
He just way too much auto tune, in my opinion. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
sounds like a robot. Does he not? What did you think? What do you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say he's Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
But I'll say, one thing I did like was kind of the set off, the difference
Yes.
between.
But I think yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I think they could have easily like replaced him with a different rapper. You know?
Why don't you tell me what you want from me? Tell me what you need from me. Tell me what you want to go.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah, it's good, right? And I think that is it.
Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it?
It was a good song. Yeah, and Ozzy's great. And he added a lot to
Yeah.
it. It's kind of a blend of a classic kind of
Yeah.
heavy metal song with a rap. I mean, it was an angry song. He's not happy with
No.
this person he's singing to.
Yeah.
He wants her out. And he's fed up. But. Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was pretty good.
Good.
That was pretty
I'm glad
good.
you
yeah,
liked it.
Yeah.
Don't you think he does? I know obviously you've only heard one song, but don't you think this could be a good example of like bridging the two generations in some regard?
Yeah, look, rap. Rap is poetry.
Yeah.
Some of my contemporaries may disagree, but it's poetry, and,
Yeah.
and folk music was poetry. So you could say that, I guess you could draw a conclusion that rap is modern folk.
You
I
could,
don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, I could see that.
I think
the
music in
connection.
general is poetry and art.
Yeah.
Right?
Good point. All right. Well, look, we hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. We each week we try to kind of introduce each other to songs that come from our various generations, and we try to find some common ground musically. If you have any comments or suggestions, as Max said, please leave them, and we'll be back.
We'll be back. Peace out, guys.
Peace.